you want to go to the other end of the floor, I think the story of the game for the Pacers was Andrew Nembhard. Hoo-hoo-wee. Was he good defending Cade Cunningham in this game? Nembhard played more than Cade and matched all 39 minutes and 10 seconds of Cade Cunningham's minutes in this game. Cade Cunningham, a monster player. He's going to be an all-star for the first time this season. The biggest part of many of the Pistons turnaround has him being awesome this year. 7 for 21. Tough night. 33.3% from the field, including 1 of 7 from deep. Some of those were fine looks that he just missed, and we've seen him capable of making them. He just did a great job drilling them, even against the Knicks in a very recent, high-profile Pistons win, but really struggled inside the arc, right? You can do the math. That's still 6 for 14 on twos. That's below 50%, which is kind of the watermark for an okay night inside the arc. And holding Cade has been really tough recently. I mean, he just had 36 in the Garden, 22 and 17 the game before that, 32 the game before that. He's just been a monster, right? He only had 13 the game before that because he only played 23 minutes because they beat the Nets by so much. Then 32 before that, 40 before that. He's been crushing. And Andrew Nembhard did a really good job defending him. In fact, Cade Cunningham at 33%, that's his second worst shooting percentage in a game this whole season. He had a 28.6% night against Toronto, and every other game has been better than the night he had today scoring the ball. And a lot of that was Andrew Nembhard's defense, and that's why they matched him to his minutes. I mean, they have Nesmith back. We'll get to that later, but Nesmith barely played in this game despite starting, which makes sense given, how they work players back from injury. We'll talk about that. But the way Nembhard defended Cade did everything to slow down the Pistons. And that's not even where this ends. Cade did have 9 assists. That was probably his biggest impact in this game. But he had 7 turnovers. And that's probably been the biggest stain on his supreme season is the turnovers. He's had pretty high turnover games a lot this year. 7 is tied for his 3rd most turnovers this season. They're dimming the lights in here, so you get a very darkened Little Caesars behind me. I don't even think you guys can tell. But either way, to have his 3rd most turnovers in a game this year and his 2nd worst shooting night says a lot about the pressure that the Pacers were putting on him, primarily with Andrew Nembhard.